it's all as well, we'll probably do fine. Now that the junta has pulled off their coup and Grandma and Uncle Jose grow more dependent every day. So though it be swell to flee this poor hell, I've got people to feed while you run away. Abandon the place you were born. It's too risky, unstable, and war-torn. You went to our schools, but you're no simple fool. Just leave us to cry and to mourn. Well, vea nosotros, dear brother of mine. You force me to beg and to plead. Our children are living on gristle and rind, while the general gets what the general needs. Bread lines are starting to form. People push past the old and the weak, and we don't know whether to search or to mourn for those disappeared while we were asleep. And still I feel I can't go for all the dependents I know. So though it's swell to flee our poor hell and go to the people who buy what we grow, leave us here to bleed and to cry, while secret police question and pry. Notebooks, reporters, and state-owned recorders. For any new question, they tell a new lie. Well, vea nosotros, dear brother of mine. You've left us to fight for our lives. Government bandits are drinking our wine. They torture our husbands, imprison our wives. While you run, we make plans, and we bide our time. We strike while we can, make them pay for their crimes. And after we've won, you can let your kids know how many were gunned down to bring back the vote. Well, vea nosotros, esta raza salvó. Now that the trouble has fled, we'll meet you at the airport, help carry your load. Touristas are safe. Now that the dictator's dead. They say he was born in a smoldering crater in the plains of a nameless backwater moon. Raised in the wilds, but soon gang pressed by slavers to be bait in a plan to cause innocence doom. But the child was cunning and resented the scheme, and prayed to the cosmos, who spoke in his dreams, told him how to be free and cause his captors doom by breaking the airlocks in each of their rooms. And he hid in the bridge while they decompressed, and he left with the travelers that he'd freed from duress. And he soared between comets and planetoids, hurtling through the vacuum of space. He united world governments, no matter how paranoid, and provided a future for every sapient race. Thousands of star systems freed by his deeds. By the time he was only 15, he listened to people and cared for their needs, if they were fleshy like him or sentient steam. But every new alien, no matter how odd, held this belief, despite creed or god. Time was moving too fast drifting apart. Well, then it had to be argued. Space would expand until things went cold. Any option to stop it would be desperate and bold. And he soared between comets and planetoids, hurtling through the vacuum of space. He united world governments, no matter how paranoid, and provided a future for every sapient race. Well, the hero recalled his new friends and old allies in order galactic like never before. Planets and space stations all to be utilized to master reality, stop death at the door. We built the machine the size of a star. All scientists gathered, no journey too far. The tests are complete, we await the machine to bring us oblivion or our eternal dream. And the hero that gave us the dream and the choice and a risk, we accepted all with one voice. And he soared between comets and planetoids, hurtling through the vacuum of space. He united world governments, no matter how paranoid, and provided a future for every sapient race. I have a feeling I set the gain in my mics a little too high because it's been a couple days. So if the loud parts sound a little weird, that's probably why. Oh man. Hand's a little cold. He rode from the uplands on a misty day. He said that he came to deliver us from the dark animal gods that had led us astray, by demanding the gift of an innocent's blood. Ride to the south, our just king, and carry your banner proudly. On your return we will sing to greet your triumph loudly. He carried the light and remembered the word, but respected the rule of the rod from up high, until one dark day his faith was disturbed, though given his orders he could not fathom why. The priest of the rod said a town was enthralled by our most evil, craven, and treacherous foe. Though the hero sent missives and attempted to stall, he was ordered to raise the town much to his woe. Though his faith was quite strong, his devotion was true. The hero could not carry his orders through. So he laid down his arms and prayed in retreat, living off nothing but water for weeks, until he emerged to bring truth and hope. And he mounted his horse and rode off to the Rod Pole. Ride to the south, our just king, and carry your banner proudly. On your return we will sing to greet your triumph loudly. He rode till he came to the high papal keep, and barged into the rooms of the Pope fast asleep, grabbed rod, frock, and crown, threw them down at his feet, where he shattered their power to cower the weak. He rode back to the uplands on a misty day, having rescued the light from its keepers infirm, to tell folks how to live or to think or to pray. A king lives to serve, respect must be earned. Ride to the south, our just king, and carry your banner proudly. On your return we will sing to greet your triumph loudly. Ride to the south, our just king, and carry our banner proudly. On your return we must sing to greet your triumph loudly. I'm definitely peeking the mics. I've got neighbors who have a rock band, and they play drums. They're playing it right now. I'm actually interested to see if you can hear them. They're playing right now. I'm going to close the window, see if that... Obviously, I don't listen to rock music. I only listen to country music. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all, and I ain't seen nothing like it in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He plays at my favorite table. He can be my best. His disciples lead him in, and he just does the rest. He's got crazy flipper fingers, the digit counters fall. With that deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. This is a song that I learned because it's the best song my dad knows how to play. Pulled in the Nazareth, I was feeling about half past dead. Just had to find a place where I could lay my head. put the load right on me. I picked up my bag, I went looking for a place to hide. When I saw old Carmen and the devil walking side by side, I said, hey Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. She says, I've got to go, but my friend can stick around. Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you better put the load right on me. Going down Miss Moses, there ain't nothing that you can say. That's just old Luke, and Luke, he's waiting on the judgment day. Well, Luke, my friend, what about young Annalie? He says, do me a favor, son, won't you stay and keep Annalie company? Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you'd better put the load right on me. Crazy Chester followed me, and he caught me in the fog. He said, I'll fix your rack if you'll take Jack, my dog. I said, wait a minute, Chester, you know I'm a peaceful man. He said, well, that's okay, boy, won't you feed him when you can? Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you better put the load right on me. Cannonball for to take me on down the line. My bag is sinking low, and I do believe it's time to get back to Miss Fanny. You know she's the only one who sent me here with her regards for everyone. Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you'd better put the load right on me. Not to get too inside baseball, but I've kind of been like doing a thing that can happen when you play music, where you get really into one part and then you forget what you're doing, and that happens to me when I am more like overwhelmed with emotion, I guess. It just seems like more than a quarter of people, of job-seeking adults, Probably closer to a third are unemployed, and there's breadlines all across the country. And our current existing sort of food kitchen service is heavily dependent on the excesses of restaurants, which are not currently functioning. Um, I think I'm. I think there's basically a total abdication of responsibility from all national politicians and probably most state ones. But I think that national politicians, because they direct the abilities of the central bank, bear the brunt of the responsibility. And that, particularly in disaster relief and extraordinary events like this, you probably need centralized spending from something like a federal government. I don't think that this failure is partisan. I think that this failure is generational. I think that there are figures across all of the media that are dismayed by this, but there's more figures across all of the media that continue to mold the conversation in a way that I think perpetuates this and is going to make this so much worse for people than it has to be. There's no reason in America there's a recent poll that 35% of polled parents, people with children in the houses, said that they don't have enough food. I don't think that there's any reason in America that any children should be suffering with food insecurity. I don't think at this point there's much of a reason worldwide that people need to suffer from food insecurity, but in particular, this is disastrous. I've just seen a complete abdication of responsibility in favor of people's short-term thinking. And anytime something comes out which might push the discussion one way or the other, people work as hard as they can to delegitimize the person that says it, or to twist the meaning of the words, or to try to push it to fit their pre-existing narrative. And if you're a media figure and you are a multimillionaire, and you're making your living making partisan political arguments that just make the problem worse, and you're talking about how the other side is doing one thing or whatever, and you're not holding people accountable, you're just perpetuating your partisan politics, but you're a multimillionaire media personality or whatever. It's just like, these are not the people. They don't have our best interests in mind. And I think maybe younger people understand this, but I think a lot of people understand this and they just don't know what they can do. And I don't really know particularly, but I guess that's just why I'm a little bit emotional right now. When they were working and they were arguing in what we call the Federalist Papers now, some of the people that we now call the founding fathers or whatever, the people that laid down the sort of legal ideas that became the USS Constitution, they were really concerned about the development of faction and basically political parties consolidating the power, becoming recalcitrant. And they tried to set things up the best that they could to reduce those power consolidations, and maybe it worked for a while. I don't know. I wasn't alive, but it's not working now. And the expectation is that everybody that was voting was also self-interested and concerned with themselves as an ethical actor. And a democracy can't function if everyone just does what somebody says on a TV program or if you just tune in to whatever your side is saying, a democracy can't work like that. People need to be constantly educating themselves, challenging their own beliefs, talking to people with differing opinions, never dehumanizing people as an excuse to not have to deal with what they're saying. I think people can change their minds quickly. They can change their behavior quickly. I think most people like to learn. I think most people value education. I think we can get out of this, but we can't keep running politics the same as we run it. People need to take responsibility. People in positions of power need to take responsibility, because it just can't be the same old popularity contest it used to be. We don't have enough leeway for that. There is a house down in New Orleans that they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor boys. And I, oh Lord, I'm one. Just fill those glasses to the brim. Let those drinks go merrily around, and we'll drink to the health of the round poor boy who goes from town to town. The only thing that a rounder needs is his suitcase and a trunk. And the only time he's satisfied is when he's on the drum. Girls, don't believe what a rich man tells you, though his eyes be blue or brown, unless he's on a scaffold up high, saying, girls, oh, I can't come down. Go tell rising sun. She went down last October in a pouring driving rain. The skipper he'd been drinking and the mate he felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock and she was dealt her mortal blow, and the Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just as 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We'd whipped the cow to save her, all heedless of the cost, and the groan she gave as she went down, it caused us to proclaim that the Mary Ellen Carter would rise again. The owners wrote her off, not a nickel would they spend. She gave 20 years of service, boys, and met her sorry end. But insurance paid the loss to us and let her rest below. And they laughed at us and said we had to go. But we've talked to her all winter, some days around the clock. She's worth $250,000 a-floating at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar, we swore we would remain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again. Let her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. Oh, those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. All spring now we've been with her on a barge led by a friend. 3 dives a day in hard hat suit and twice I've had the bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. We've stopped her ends, patched her vents, dogged hatch and porthole down, put cables to her fore and aft and girded her around. Tomorrow noon we hit the air and then take up the strain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again. Let her name and not be lost to the knowledge of men. Oh, those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Well, we could not leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. She'd saved our lives so many times, living through the gale. And those laughing drunken rats who left her to her sorry grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to and put out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, and like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again. Though your heart it be friend like the Mary Ellen Carter. Run!